What a fun little track that is. Hello, I'm some jerk on the internet, and it's time to look at Hoven's Sunday stream because that's something we do around here. I've had quite the ups and downs. Well, yeah, I guess you could say there's been a couple of up periods and a few downs today already. It's just been all over the place, running on no sleep, pure caffeine, and minimal food. Making it a light Sunday. Actually, I had normal stuff. I don't know. But yeah, I am running mostly on caffeine and lack of sleep. So yeah, already did a Symphony of the Night stream earlier. Did a 30-minute video on Hoven's interaction with a friend of the channel, Pluto Pilot, and how it relates to me. A more detailed piece based on some of the feelings after having covered it in a live stream reaction the previous night, last night. I did a more refined reaction this morning that has shown pretty nicely to people have responded positively. That's what I'm trying to say. So right, we're here. They did Elisha today instead of Elijah. Laura, a friend of the channel in Discord, told the story in a far more concise and far more proper way than Hovind ever could or would, because Hovind takes absolutely for freaking ever to say anything or do anything. You will notice there's this weird stream from 4 hours ago, just before the Elisha stream, that is partially covered by the chat. Day 29,990 of destroying Evol, and it's whatever the hell you see on screen. I don't know. We'll take a look at that in a separate stream if I'm feeling like it after this one. Or possibly in a separate segment after this one, depending on how I'm feeling. And no, contrary to what YouTube says, I haven't watched the Elisha stream yet. I popped in for a second to see if I caught him saying anything unhinged. It was nothing special. So enough of... Excuse me, the yawns are coming early. Enough preamble. Let's get right into it.
2026. We're on a bunch of different channels. Follow them anywhere you want. Let's see.
They seem to just be giving up on the little intro segments now. That's fine. Your tech guys can fail miserably. You should probably train the new tech guy before you fire the old one. By fire, I mean, you didn't fire him. You just, you sent him off to go work in the store downtown, whatever the hell that means. Funny that he always seems to be at the compound.
On Facebook, go to the profile, because they're trying to squeeze out something out of the other one. Get grape juice or something. I don't know. Okay. Then we have a Rumble on X, on our own app, kenhoven.tv.
Well, granted, granted, I had hot mic the whole time. Granted, you don't understand these things, but pretending that you're completely clueless isn't funny. It isn't cute. Just got to tell you that, Ken.
Instagram, TikTok, sign up, and YouTube. They put us back up for some of them.
Oh, they put us back up for some of them? No, y'all took an old backup channel and went with it.
Putting us up there. Yay.
Yeah, your cohorts, when you intentionally fucking do it. Jesus Christ, right off the bat, this fucker's playing stupid. Hey, someone put us back on YouTube. No, you moron. No. You had this channel from before GBC got removed. And then, after a little while away from the last banning, y'all decided to push on this channel, and eventually it got some traction.
You're all welcome to post my stuff. Please do. We're trying to win a war, not build a castle down here. So, okay.
Yeah, we're trying to build a monument to Hoven's crapulence. Yeah.
Let's see.
And you don't seem to like it when I post your stuff. You don't like it when Claude posts your stuff. What gives?
2026, atheists. Remember what that means? The birth of Christ? Yeah. Okay.
Once again, arbitrary standpoint based off of what a culture that wound up dominating the vast majority of the world wound up thinking was an important date. Doesn't have any value to it. Get over it. That doesn't mean shit. And seriously, I've seen a lot of people push that recently. So I guess that really is a new thing. Well, not a new thing. People have always done it, but a current trend in apologetics to bring up current year argument. And it's like, the calendar's completely arbitrary, dog.
Let's see, where'd I go? We think God ought to get the glory for his creation, right? Go to the...
Where you think Hovind ought to get the glory for God's creation. That's really what it is. I say that, and I'm not joking. That seriously is the way you think about stuff.
Rumble right there. Not Rumble. Facebook right there. Okay. Okay, here we are. August 2nd. Elisha.
I gotta have my red boxes everywhere. Look at all my red boxes. Red boxes. It goes great with my blacktop. You see my blacktop, and my pool blob, and my jet skis, and my piano for Slim, and my anorexia jokes, and all the printouts of my stupid slides that I got all over my freaking Dino camp. So you gotta stop and read everything from, a pole 10 foot high all the way down to the fucking bottom of the ground, just stapled with printouts of my stupid slides. Wow, I am really amped up today.
Part 1. I don't know how.
Yeah, part 1. Part 1. You can't just tell a story. You can't condense it to the key elements or make it through the story in one setting. It took Laura, if I had to guess, a couple of hundred words to tell the story in Discord. 200 to 300? Yeah.
How long this one's going to take. This guy's quite a character. We're going to study the character Elisha. Why study Bible characters? Well, it's very simple.
I can't help but notice that you call them characters, which again, I have, while ChatGPT and linguists would argue that calling them characters is appropriate, you would never, in reading a biography of Abraham Lincoln, refer to him as a character. I wouldn't refer to Julius Caesar as a character unless it was in a Shakespearean play, So that being said, if these people were supposed to be real, I find it really interesting that you would refer to them as characters. Because, again, I will never refer to Julius Caesar as a character in any historical documents, which the Bible is supposed to be, according to you. So I still take that as an extreme admission that all of this is complete malarkey. There. Is that a word you understand, Kent? Are you not offended by it?
We learn from their mistakes or successes, whichever it was, okay? It's safer and cheaper than making all the mistakes yourself. How many of you could have and should have learned not to do something, and instead you did it, and now you either have a scar or a bunch
Look, I'm Kent Hovind, and I'm polling the audience again, yeah.
of money gone or something, okay? Right. He said, I would not have you
Hey, Elliot, good to see you. Marty, how's it going? And Mithril, what's up?
that you should be ignorant. Many of God was not well pleased. 1 Corinthians. These things were our ends.
Hey, Kent, ignorant means not knowing. Nobody's ignorant of your stupid fairy tales. We all know your fairy tales very well, apparently better than you do. That's why we've been able to, those are some white-looking Middle Easterners, yeah. That's why we've been able to determine that it's a big crock of shite.
Examples. Or
Everyone knows Kent is the main character, yeah, in his head.
in the case, sometimes it says ensample. That's an interesting study. Examples is external, ensamples is internal.
No, it's not, Kent. You do not understand these things at all. You're stupid.
Some things you have to internalize, okay? Anyway, that's another story. We're open for free.
That's another story. Everything's another story. You can read it yourself, which means you don't actually need me. Do your own damn Bible study. Why do you need a pastor? You're all literate. Seriously, the fact that organized religions once people became literate, that organized religion stayed a thing is kind of impressive, because you think people would have just gone off and done their own thing. But no, most people can't confidently make their own decisions and need someone else to tell them what to do and think and feel.
You join our 777 club. Say, I like what you're doing, Brother Hovind. We're going to support you for $1 a day.
And you already know the spiel from me. If you like what I do, you got options to help out. Money goes to helping far better causes with me than it does to Hovind, where he can build a shrine to himself, whereas I'm just trying to, stay alive. In many ways, literally and metaphorically. No, I mean, I'm doing okay, but, just saying. It helps out. It's better than going to Kent. I'm not buying pool blobs.
Okay, $31 a month if you can.
Yeah, that's part of it, but also the threat of hell is pretty big. And yeah, you want $30 a month from everybody, Kent. Real nice. Oh, with your 10 million views a month, that'd be $30 million. How much tax are you going to pay on that, Kent?
Contact the office, 855-BIG-DINO, extension 1 or 2. Joy.
I should almost call and just go through the complete spiel and try to start getting stuff set up. Maybe I should see if I could get bank account info or something for the hell of it. That'd be funny. What I do with it, I don't know. Maybe, see if some government agencies want to look into it, but under the Trump presidency, not bloody likely. And it'll all be in the 501c3, so it really wouldn't matter anyway, but it's the principle.
Well, you extension 1 now? Okay. And Bobby's extension 2, call him up. Okay. So Dr. Dino.
Now watch, because I've said that, they're going to blame the next thing that happens to their finances specifically on me. Because, I'm an incompetent dumbass atheist who can't do anything, doesn't know anything, and sends 20-page emails, but I would also be the cause of every problem they have as the world's most elite hacksaw.
Com, D-R-D-I-N-O. We've been open for 10 years now, 27 years in Pensacola, so 30.
You were not open for 27 years in Pensacola. CSE is not Dinosaur Adventureland. Dinosaur Adventureland existed from 2001 to 2007, ostensibly in Pensacola.
37 altogether for free. We do this because people who love the ministry donate to help us keep going.
And I do everything I do for free because I enjoy ripping into your lol cow ass. Not like that. Phrasing, Chris. Phrasing.
Okay. If you want to get one of our arcs, we have several left. Model of Noah's Ark.
Also, be a Christian will put you in jail and or kill you was a thing for a hot minute, yeah.
With the drogue stones hanging under it and the moon pools. If you donate $200 toward getting the ark finished and getting the blacktop down there.
I mean, seriously, Kent, it's amazing that it's taken you all these years to finish the arc. It's almost as if you never had a plan. And you think maybe you take out a loan on getting the blacktop done, blacktop, or maybe figure out different options. Logs that aren't really good for too much else could be treated and used to create a nice path around the arc that would be kind of fitting. But no, you got to have blacktop.
That will give you some of those. $200 or more, send you an arc. Autographed by me. It probably takes away the value, but it's okay.
Oh, don't worry, Kent. There was no value there to begin with, and thankfully nothing can have negative value. Just like you can't have negative mass, although negative mass would be awesome. And nothing precludes negative mass, it's never been observed.
$200 for an autograph.
Yeah, 95% finished for like 2 years now.
Model of Noah's Ark.
Actually, seriously, it has been 95% finished for like a solid year at this stage, because I remember him complaining about it when they got crabby.
We think it had moon pool. We think it was box-shaped. I don't know. So far, they found 23 of these giant 9,000-pound rocks.
Kent, it's funny that you want to talk about the Drupanar site and the like, and Ron Wyatt's discoveries, and you're all about, we think it was a box, but the Drupanar site is boat-shaped, which is a geologic phenomenon that's well understood. It's been explained. Holy Kool-Aid did a great video on it, which I rewatched recently and just was... Oh, I loved it so much. Yeah, it's just funny that that's the part where you just don't happen to bring up that you desperately disagree and means that your boat-shaped arc is either incorrect or I mean, your box-shaped arc is incorrect or the Drupanar site is incorrect. Now, I'm going to give you this, Kent, in that I think the arc, since they do describe it as an arc, and it's my understanding the original text is much the same as used for the Ark of the Covenant concept, is that it might well have been simply a floating box, given that these desert goat herders, probably wouldn't know how to craft a boat if you paid them to, because when's the last time they ever saw water? Water in any reasonable amount. But I don't know.
Don't weigh that much. They're just models, okay? Hanging under the ark to keep it up. Keep it.
$200 does make it sound so much shadier than $200. Very good point, Cool Mans. Also, welcome. How you doing? Your profile picture is Clippy. Yes. It's the little things that you get excited for in life, like someone whose profile picture is Clippy or Clip It. I think Clip It is supposed to be his actual name, but we all call him Clippy. That's what I understand. I could be wrong. Let's continue with the Hoven, though, as much as we don't want to. And instead, I'd rather do a tutorial on using Microsoft Office 2000, which would have a better PowerPoint tutorial than Kent's PowerPoint training, which was a joke.
Upright. You couldn't tip it over if you tried. Okay? And moon pools let the water go up and down inside every time you hit a wave. Pump fresh air into your boat all the time and keep the boat from collapsing in the middle.
No, Kent, that's not what moon pools are. That's not what moon pools do, nor your drogue stones, Kent. Your drogue stones are not like, you seriously think that the drogestones are going to be pushed by the water and that's going to keep the ark oriented in beneficial ways during this water that is simultaneously, completely tranquil, yet equally ferocious, making all these layers, but it's perfectly placid waters. What is it, Kent? It's Schrodinger's flood, simultaneously catastrophic and nothing.
Let the pressure off by having moon pools. Boats crack in the middle. Okay, here we are, straight north of Pensacola.
Just literally not acknowledging anything Pluto had said, because he's never going to. He's never. Sad, I'm learning this script by heart. Seriously, yeah. Like, that's the other thing, is you notice there's nothing organic about the way he talks. It's always rote statement. That's part of why I think he has the tism. He hyperfixates on stuff, and he has to respond to these things a certain way. And he gets uncomfortable if remotely challenged.
70 miles. We think God ought to get the glory instead of the stupid evolution religion, and it is dumb. We're an old...
Kent, here's the thing. Here's the thing to think about. Notice that there in no form, no database, no anything that you fill out, toggle, what have you, is evolution listed amongst religions. Notice that it's not classified as a religion by any government. Notice that there's no churches of evolution, there's no temple of evolution or anything, aside from potentially some facetious little parody being made. Nothing serious. And that there is you can find no one out there giving glory to evolution for anything. You don't find people talking like that because it's not a thing. It just isn't. That's kind of hilarious that people don't just look at that when you say these things for a moment and be like, there's nothing about it like this. That's why y'all have to fight so hard to just constantly call it a religion, because that's the last desperate ass attempt you have at trying to vilify the facts of the universe, the actual nature of reality, because it doesn't comport with your stupid fairy tales. Get over it.
Fashion, independent, temperamental, fundamental, right-wing, radical, chicken-eating Baptist church that believes the Bible is true.
Still need to start on that manga that time I was reincarnated as a right-wing, chicken-eating Baptist preacher or whatever. That'd be so stupid. I couldn't even do it with a straight face. It'd be so non-serious.
And we're going to try to get wild idea. I'll share with that in a minute. We got to...
Oh, you got another stupid idea on top of the 500 other ones you have? You done jack shit with Krabby except paint it blue, and instead of putting apartments in there or cabins, you put some of your stupid pictures from your PowerPoint in there. Your arc still isn't finished. You got your stupid pool blob. We're not hearing anything about that. Hell, summer's almost over. Granted, it stays warm down there, but still, I don't think people want to go swimming in an Alabama winter. What happened to the piano for Slim? What about the empty shipping container that you're gonna bury and turn into the tomb of Jesus? You just do random shit, Kent. And trust me, I know, I do the same thing. I've had projects for 10, 15 years that I've never finished, never even got started on. But seriously, you don't do anything. You just come up with shit, and it's like, we're gonna do this. I got a crazy idea. We're gonna do that. I was eating banana pizza. Peanut butter and banana pizza. Yeah. It's like, dude, come the fuck on, man. Focus. God damn. You'd have a lot more done if you fucking focused on one thing at a time.
A visitor here this morning. Brother, tell him who you are and how your family liked our dinosaur adventure.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Hey, we got a visitor. Come on, brag about it. Brag about it. You got to tell about it. Otherwise, I'll keep you prisoner. No one fucking cares.
Land, and I'm going to sing for...
And note again, oh, God, singing. Fucking Christ, no. Lucifer's taint. I don't want to hear some stupid motherfuckers sing. It's always, tell them about how much you love Dinosaur Adventureland. Tell them about how much you love Dinosaur Adventureland. It's always the most important thing. All this before you get to the Bible. Every single motherfucking time. What is more important to you, Kent? Your goddamn God or your stupid-ass theme park to your own fucking crapulence? Seriously. it's so obvious. Like, some could joke I'm crashing out here. Not quite, but it's just, how do people not see this? That it's just a testament to himself, that he's so goddamn full of himself. That's all that matters is Hovland. Just through the lens of someone who legitimately believes that one of the most dumb interpretations of Bronze Age fables. Anyway, Nismo with 20 Australian dollar dues. Just did the official census here in Australia, and the religion question, I couldn't see evolution listed. Why is that, Kent? Yeah, seriously. And you think those Australians are pure evil, probably. So, come on.
Chorus, okay? I get lots of requests, but I sing anyway once in a while. Everybody wants me to sing On a Hill Far Away. Kind of hurts my feelings. But go ahead, brother. Tell them who you are. Sing a song for us here.
God. Fuck this shit so much. Alright, we'll see what happens here in a minute. Looks like a real dude bro here. Is that can anyone tell if that's an Epiphone or an actual Gibson? Or is that even, it could be Epiphone, not Gibson.
My name is Andrew Chamberlain. I'm from Windsor, Missouri, and I brought my 4 kids down here to help
Brought my 4 kids down here.
show them how God created our planet.
Show them how God created our planet. Really? Because I've watched several tours of the Science Center and Kent's Park, and it doesn't seem to show how God created the planet. It just asserts that. And, and then just whines and bitches about what science actually shows. Which, if I was going to trust, and this is part of my deconstruction over my entire life, this guy's definitely a Jan 6er. Yeah, I know, I was getting those vibes too. When I was deconstructing my entire life, when I was constantly slowly but surely realizing I didn't believe any of this crap, one of my processes was thinking, you know what, these creation stories are just that, stories. Flood, whatever. No. I was, a theistic evolutionist, you would call it. I naturally worked through all of that as a child. We're talking before I was like 10 o'clock, before I was like 10 years old, I was working through this process. And only in my teenage years got a little bit, wanting to try to be Christian because of status quo. That was really all it was. I wouldn't call it peer pressure. It was more of just trying to normalize some aspects of things and seeing where it might make my shitty life less shitty. It didn't help at all. Didn't make me feel any better because I knew it was all bullshit. I just didn't realize I knew it was all bullshit. But let's continue.
And I love the work that Dr. Hovind has done, and
Not a doctor.
it's quite awesome. So, just going to sing a little song for the Lord.
Yeah, you better sing a song for Lord Yamato. Also, that is the first chord of, oh god, REO Speedwagon. Heard it from a friend who told me another you've been messing around. Don't let it, baby. That song. Fuck. I don't know, but I actually like that song a lot. Take It on the Run. Yeah. Anyway, I've got a button on the new keyboard that is like a media pause and unpause, and I never use it. Let's use it now. It's a little delayed.
Let this voice only bring you praise.
Boo! You fucking suck! What the hell? You sound like a drunk-ass country western Kurt Cobain! Bro! What the fuck?
Bring you praise.
You all gotta suffer!
Bring you praise. Lord, let this voice.
Oh my god, this is terrible! It's so shitty.
Bring you praise. Bring you praise.
You having fun with them cowboy chords?
Bring you praise.
Bro.
Bring you praise.
Bro got the guitar chord chart from Walmart.
Every morning, every day.
It's a poster on his wall. This sucks. Oh my god, he is wearing the shirt. Oh my fucking god.
I said my soul was lost. Looking for a way to...
God damn it, I muted myself. Hang on a second, hang on. I'm putting this down. I'm just gonna shout while I go and grab. Yeah, hang on. There we go. Gonna grab my fucking Telecaster here because I still haven't restrung the Ibanez. I don't know if y'all can hear me. Okay, you kind of can. All right. Where the fuck is a pick? There we go. All right. Fuck it. Now, all right. Let me unplug the bass amp. Plug in the guitar amp. Oh, fuck. Okay. Hang on. Grab the damn. There we go. All right. Just a moment. Just a moment. Well, the important thing is that it didn't fall anywhere I lost anything. E flat? Hell no. Hold up, I'm tuning. Come on, there we go. There, I just wanted to hit those notes. Alright, we'll set the telly right there. Oh, that felt good. I needed to cleanse myself with the first couple of notes from Rory Gallagher's Shadow Play. Okay. We're gonna jump ahead a bit. That sucked!
Can you do that?
Yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the 3 chords I hit earlier.
I felt naked all of a sudden. Where'd my shirt go? I said, what happened? Oh, well. Welcome to Dinosaur Adventure. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate that. We're going to talk this morning about a guy named Elisha. Don't get him confused with Elijah, with a J in there. Elijah was a prophet of God for years, and then Elisha took over the mantle and said, oh, he's going to keep doing the job, okay? Elisha is mentioned in the Bible 58 times. So Elijah anointed Elisha to take his place, put his cloak on him, his mantle over him, said, and then kept on walking.
That story sucks. I don't know, I'm just having fun. Anyway.
Elijah prophesied in the northern kingdom after Israel split. You got King Saul, King David, and then King Solomon. And Solomon's son Rehoboam was an idiot and split the kingdom, started a civil war. So from Rehoboam on, you got to keep track of 2 different kings and 2 different prophets taking care of.
God damn it. I don't know whether I'm muted or not anymore. So Kent, you're saying starting a civil war makes you an idiot? Okay.
The northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. Anyway.
Do I know any Rush songs? No, I'm not that good.
So Elijah prophesied in the northern kingdom about 874 to 853 BC. Remember, the dates go backwards when you're before Christ because you're counting up toward 0. His ministry began about 870 BC. Confronted Ahab, prophesied a severe drought. Remember that didn't rain for 3.5 years? We covered that before. Elisha prophesied in the kingdom of Israel from approximately 892 BC to 832 BCE. I hate that BCE. I should have fixed that. BC is before Christ. About 10 years ago, they started changing it to BCE, before the Common Era.
CE and BCE have actually been used for a lot longer than that. It just started becoming more commonly published recently.
They don't want kids to think about Christ. I'm going to leave it as BC in my stuff.
No, we're, understanding that the world, contrary to what you think, the world doesn't revolve around Christianity.
From now on, I just cut.
And rather than change our entire chronology to a more sensible scale, we just kept the one that works and changed the names to better protect the fact that most of the world doesn't believe your bullshit, Kent.
Pasted that. Sorry about that. Okay. He
I gotta apologize for 2 letters.
60 years after the ascension of his master Elijah. Remember, Elijah never died, caught up in a whirlwind. His ministry spanned the reigns of 6 kings.
Yeah, does trigger him, and yeah, he does have to complain about it seemingly constantly.
As well as kings of Judah, Jehoshaphat and Ahaziah. So here's a chart somebody made. Kingdom of Israel.
I think he pronounced that incorrectly. This is supposed to be Jehoshaphat. He said Jehoshaphat.
You start off.
Or is this like Elijah and Elisha, which, seem to be the same fucking character? Honestly, I think it's the same character story, and they just duplicated it and then added things together.
With, let's see, Saul, David, and Solomon. Each were king for about 40 years. They ran the whole kingdom. Then Solomon's son Rehoboam was an idiot and split the kingdom, and now you
Why would he talk about the chariot of fire? He's got to call Bible characters an idiot multiple times.
got to keep track of 2 of them. Saul, David, and...
Besides, chariots of fire, he probably thinks Evangelist was some sort of heathen scum. Probably celebrated when he kicked the bucket, because this is Kent Hovind. He celebrates people dying. Well, decent people.
Solomon, about 40 years apiece. Right there. Okay. Then we have down here, who was prophets during that time? Well, during the time of Ahab, there was Elijah, and Ahab was a wicked king. Ahaziah, Jeroboam, Elisha takes over. He becomes the prophet. Sometimes the prophet has to deliver the message to the king. King, you're wicked. God's going to smack you. That's a Hovind translation. I've been in Alabama quite a while. Okay. Knock you silly, boy. Okay. So we got...
This sucks.
Elisha. The Bible says when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Isn't it wonderful to have a leader that's fair and honest and loves God? Isn't it awful?
Were you trying to allude to Trump there, buddy? Because out of 3 things you described, he's wrong on 4 of them.
When we have a horrible king or horrible president or horrible governor or horrible judges, this is what he's saying here in Proverbs.
Oh, what kind of horrible president, Kent? Are you going to whine because Black President Man didn't give you a pardon? It's funny, he's not worth a damn as president, but you sure as hell sought a pardon from him.
Proverbs. When the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. You got a wicked leader, so, oh, brother, get me out of here. So, in 2 Kings chapter 2, the 50 men of the sons of the prophets went and stood to view afar off, and they too stood by Jordan. This is when Elijah is ready to transfer the mantle to Elisha. Elijah took his mantle and wrapped it together and smote the waters, and the Jordan River opened up. We covered that last time. Came to pass when they were gone over, Elijah said to Elisha, what shall I do for thee? What do you want? I'm going to give you 1 wish. He said, I want a double portion of your spirit. I want to do what you did and twice as much.
Joe, I'm not set up for anyone to join in currently, and in these streams, I prefer to go solo. If we're going to do a tag team, it'd have to be set up that way, but we can do it at a point.
What's your goal in life? I can remember as a young Christian, 1969, reading all the books by John R. Rice and listening to his sermons, and Bill Rice and Henry Morris and Dwayne Gish. I said, Lord, I want that spirit. I want to do something for your
Look at all the money these people are making. I can do that too.
kingdom. I'd like a double portion, a triple portion. What do you want? Maybe you just want to chase Zelda. That's your goal in life, throw a ball through a hoop. Okay.
AJ makes one reference to playing Tears of the Kingdom when it came out. And he's been running, Kent's been running with that for like 3 fucking years. Bruh, you don't even know. just good God, you're not. It's the funniest thing with you evangelicals. You're not supposed to enjoy life. You're supposed to enjoy life, but not like that. Oh no, you're not supposed to do what you want to do. You're supposed to do what God wants you to do, but you totally have free will to do whatever you want. But you're not supposed to do what you want to do. You're supposed to do exactly what God wants you to do. What the fuck, man?
He said, thou hast a hard thing. If you see me when I'm taken up, it'll be given you. If not, it won't happen. So as it came to pass, they went on, they talked, and a chariot of fire came, caught him up to heaven. He threw the robe down, or threw the mantle down. Elijah threw the mantle down. Elisha picked it up. Elisha.
So character A goes up in the chariots of fire. Do 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 do. Anyway, and throws mantle down. So the other character can do the exact same things that he did because it's the same fucking character, and they just doubled up the story because apparently these authors think that's cute. That's my take on it. I don't know. I don't care. It's all bullshit. It's not good storytelling. That's the other thing. If the Bible was at all a decent story or had decent stories in it, that'd be one thing. But just about all of it sucks. I think the only part I kind of like is Samson, and that's with me having the vague knowledge of it that I do, as opposed to actually reading the story. The gist that I know of it is enough for me to think it's kind of cool, and that's it. Nothing else I've heard is worth a damn in the Bible. I am full on that. Every bit of it is just stupid to me.
Saw it and cried, saying, my father, the chariot of Israel and the horsemen thereof. And he saw him no more. And he took hold of his own clothes and rent them in two pieces.
Yeah, Kent spends his entire adult life doing exactly what he wants, with a 9-year exception.
He took up also the mantle of Elijah that fell from him and went back and stood by the bank of Jordan. Here's your first test, Elisha. You got the mantle? Remember, Elijah opened up the river. Smack that water, see what happens. He took the mantle of Elijah and smote.
Yeah, Nismo, exactly. It's just wrong how they teach children to worship some made-up god and tell them they'll burn forever if they don't. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's fucking horrible to do that. But Kent wants to be like, oh, yeah, evolution teaches kids are just animals and you wonder how they behave. You mean with proper care, nurturing, and upbringing as decent contributing members of society? Me and my mom, I don't like her very much. I don't like my family much at all. What little of it even, existed that I was connected to, because my whole group was a bit of the black sheep, apparently, of everything else, and as I'd learn, they still... It may have been unpleasant in many, many ways. The A word may apply. But I still learned how to be, eventually, how to be a decent person. So, there was still at least some nurturing going on there. Your kids hate you, Kent, and they're all pretty much garbage like you. So what does that tell you?
The waters and said, where is the Lord God of Elijah? And the river opened up, went right across. The Bible says, bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in mine house, and prove me now herewith. He's testing God at the river. Hey, where's the Lord God of Elijah? Smacks the river and opens up. You should test God. God.
Ho, hang on a motherfucking second. Y'all all the fucking time, bring up, you won't put your Lord God to the test. Now you're supposed to? I'm fucking dead serious. You all the time, whenever an atheist says that your God would know exactly what would prove themselves to me, you're like, well, you're not supposed to test God. He's not just supposed to come down and just do some performative shit for you, even though he did it for other people. All of a sudden now you're supposed to test God? What the fuck, Kent? What the fuck?
God promised, Malachi, the last book of the Old Testament, if you give him the tithe, 10%, if you tithe to support the Lord's ministry, God will bless you. Prove me. God said, prove me. I promise you, you can live better on 90% than you can on 100% if you're stealing.
There's more of him dropping parts of speech. Prove me. Prove it to me. Come on, Kent. English. Do you speak it? You know, you complain about immigrants, and you probably are the kind of guy when you're out and about complain about people not speaking English, but you barely speak the fucking language. Yeah, you should test God. Exactly. Thank you for another 20, Nismo. You're so fucking generous. Appreciate you to no end.
From God. Brother Meister, you've been...
Yeah, I mean, literally, he just says right there you should test God. So, forever note that Kent Hovind has given us all permission to test God.
Serving the Lord for, what, 65?
Personally, first thing I want to know is what the pH balance for God is. Is he acidic or is he base? Or is he neutral? I don't know.
5 years. Is this the truth? You live much better on the 90%. God blesses you in ways you just never dreamed.
No, you'd live much better on the 100%, Kent.
Little things happen like, wow, that's cool.
Wow, little things that would happen anyway, because that's just how the universe works, dude.
Just put God first, okay? The tithe belongs to him. The verse before that...
But God first, give the church your money. Yes, give mortal people your money that is of value to mortal people. That right there should be a dead giveaway. What does your stupid God need with money?
Verse 8, he said, are you robbing God? Well, if you're not tithing, you are robbing God. Prove me now, said the Lord of hosts, if I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, there shall not be room enough.
You know, Zumi, God would probably still test better than Hovind would.
Enough to
I mean, he's God. He's got to know at least something.
Receive it. You can work really hard and buy a jet ski.
Oh, a jet ski. Oh, okay, Kent. Hey, here, why don't you give us some jet skis? Yeah. Really?
Or you can...
You can tell he really fucking wants those things to come in. Or what, a baby grand piano?
Pray and say, Lord, I'm trying to serve you, and somebody will give you 2 of them like they did last week.
Oh, that's what you're doing. Yeah, no, you bought those motherfuckers. You bought those damn things.
So,
no one's giving you all this shit constantly. No, you bought this. I'm very certain that for most of these donations, he paid outright for them.
you do it how you want. I've been trying for 57 years to put God...
And you do a terrible job. For 57 years, you've been failing miserably. Somehow failing upwards, though. Love it. Just this tendency for the biggest pieces of crap on the planet to fail upwards just amazes me.
God first, and he just opens the whole property here, 140 acres. The guy gave it to us. My house was given to us. That house over there was too...
This middle finger was given to you. Hang on, I gotta get a shot for the Discord. Hold up. This middle finger right here was given to you. Yeah, now if you're in Discord, you can see that picture in 3 seconds.
$1,000 to move it. Somebody just gave it to us. Serve God. I'm telling you, it works. It just plain works. God said, I will rebuke the devourer for your sakes. How many...
Look at that, he's having trouble saying devour.
If you have things that devour your paycheck, you get it home, and before the first week is up, it's been...
Yeah, that'd be fuel costs, food costs, rent, utilities. You know, things that a civilized socialist society makes a non-issue. Things that you think wouldn't be a problem for the most powerful nation on the planet. But we're too busy funding Israel because, I don't know, we're fucking stupid apparently.
Devoured. You know what I'm talking about? Where did it go? Like you put it in a bag with holes. It leaks out everywhere. Talks about that in Malachi here. So anyway.
Laura says, first time she had a retina detachment, planning to go to London with her daughter like the next day. Mom said, maybe the plane will crash and God broke your eye to save your life. That's so fucked up. Claude says, Hovind devours his donors' paychecks. Exactly.
The sons of the prophets, there are 50 of these young preacher boys and going to Bible college, I guess. They watched this happen. Watched Elijah get taken up. Watched the mantle fall. Watched Elisha part the river and walk back. So these sons of the prophets, I would call them Bible college students, which to view Jericho.
Yeah, you're in your paycheck. Fuck giving God any. And that's why I'm so grateful for the generosity of my community. The fact that when able, y'all will both surprise me with donations and, where possible, help me out when a situation requires it. Things are getting better slowly but surely, but it takes time. And the current situation is just kind of foobar. So, yeah, much love, and I always appreciate y'all. I paid back one of my friends the other day. It was $100, and I owe him a lot more than that, but I hit him up yesterday, so he's good. So he can take care of his rent. He had hooked me up with 100 and was like, hey, if you can, try to get me back at the end of the month. I got him. Feels good. Feels good to help people, especially if you're just paying them back still. Rent, health insurance, food, my paycheck is devoured by bills, motherfucker, says Laura. Exactly. Davy Moe, was Kent ever a productive employed member of society? Supposedly he worked for Ford, putting together trucks, and that's about it for his job experience. I think he flipped burgers at a point back when that was actually something to do. Yeah, you know.
Saw him. The spirit of Elijah rests on Elisha. These guys said, hey, whatever Elijah had, Elisha's got it now. He opened the river. Did you see that? They came to meet him and bowed themselves.
I love how it's just like, hey, you know, these random characters can have magical powers because God has enchanted them with +1 magic sauce. And there you go. They can do all these things, but that doesn't happen now. Except it does, and these people are always quacks.
To the ground before him. And they said, behold now, there be with thy servants 50 strong men. Let them go, we pray thee, and seek thy master. Peradventure the Spirit of the Lord had taken him up and cast him.
You know, Kent, methinks your readings wouldn't be so stilted if you picked a version that was actually written in English that wasn't half a millennia old.
Him upon some mountain, and in some valley. He said, ye shall not go. These preacher boys came and said, hey, let's go look for Elijah. God probably picked him up and dropped him off in the valley, killed him. He said, don't go.
The fuck?
When they urged him till he was ashamed, they kept begging and begging and begging. What's the matter? Don't you care about your master? You know, how many of you kids know what I'm talking about? If you beg long enough, you can pretty much get your way. You know what I'm talking about? Just keep begging and begging.
Yeah, it's like you, Kent. If you beg pretty hard enough, you pretty much get your way.
Yeah, never mind. Okay. They found him not. They came to him again. He stayed at Jericho.
You know, the phrase gets tossed around so much, but common fucking sense is what ensured I would be atheist. Just thinking about this stuff for more than a femtosecond, I was like, but that's not how anything works. And it just never clicked with me.
He said, did I not say unto thee, go not? Hovind translation, I told you so, don't go. Okay. And the men of the
Hovind translation, he's adding to the word, stone him.
City said to Elisha, behold, I pray thee, the situation of this city is pleasant. It's a beautiful city, beautiful situation, beautiful mountains, but the water's no good. The water, as the Lord said, but the water is...
But the water is no good. Water's no good, master, yes.
is naught, and the ground barren. We can't even drink the water here.
Boy, if only they had real science to teach them the process of purifying water. Methods like boiling it, let alone to kill a lot of the bacteria and destroy viruses in it.
He said, bring
basic filtration, trivial to do with even basic charcoal formed from fires.
me a new cruse, that's like a pitcher, okay? And put salt therein. And they brought it to him. And he went forth into the spring of the waters and cast the salt in there and said, thus saith the Lord, I have healed these waters. There shall not be from thence any more death.
But the person who says it is the person, not the Jeebus Crispy, Yahweh, Bahweh, Jehovah Mova, Bombadanga, you know.
Or barren land. So the waters were healed unto this day, according to the saying of Elisha. Now there's two choices here. One is just plain.
A good reader can make the language sing anyway. Dad was a university lecturer before he joined the church and knew how to make reading a sermon enjoyable. Yeah, that's a good point. But Kent's barely literate ass. Yeah. Laura believes she skipped this part in her smart-ass retelling. It was still funny. Why is Kent misinterpreting the Bible for us? I thought it was infallible. Yeah, and they didn't have charcoal back then. Apparently not. I mean, these are goat fuckers. I mean, goat herders. You think they'd have had time to figure out the properties of charcoal filtering water? You know, these people were stupid. Like, I'm sorry. It's not... I hate to perpetuate the idea that primitive peoples, primitive in quotes, our predecessors weren't as smart as us, and that we're not just standing on the shoulders of giants, because we are. But some groups were really fucking stupid. And these groups, they were fucking stupid. Everyone around them was better, on a whole, than they were. Be it Old or New Testament. Technologically superior. So it just amazes me that this shit wound up taking off like it did.
Miracle. 2, there's some kind of bacteria in there, and the salt killed all the bacteria, and now it's fine. I don't know what it doesn't matter. It worked, okay? So his first
It doesn't matter what happened, I mean, the actual reasons don't matter. You just gotta believe it. But when we explain all, when the actual science is explained to Hovind, oh no, you just shut up. You just believe that. That's not true. You don't know how it happened.
miracle was parting
But you don't know how all these fucking miracles happen. So come on, Kent, which is it?
the water of their Jordan River. His second miracle was healing the waters of in Jericho. They're healed. Who would think to put salt in? His third one, protection by 2 bears. This one gets a lot of criticism.
Oh, yeah, because it's fucking horrible. I can't wait for you to defend this one, Kent. And let me tell you, my ex said that I should love this story. I love when people think that I should love something for some arbitrary reason. My ex said that I should really like this story because apparently God, sends the bears because they're making fun of him being bald. And I'm balding. I got the Vladimir Lenin going on. Um, and and I'm like, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's funny, but eh. To give you context of the ways I've been told I should like things, I've been told I should like the character Diva from Overwatch because she's Korean, apparently. That was someone's logic. Because I happen to have had an interest in circa Y2K Korean popular culture. Make it make sense.
From the atheists and skeptics and scoffers and idiots, okay? Here it is. He went up from thence to Bethel. Anytime you see the word Beth, it means house. El means God. Bethel was the house of God. Bethlehem was the house of Lahem. You see, a lot of cities then start with a Beth. It means house of somebody, okay? There came forth little children out of the city and mocked him and said, "Go up, thou
Ooh, the translation says little children.
bald head. Go up, thou bald head." They're mocking the prophet of God. And he turned back and looked on them and cursed them in the name of the Lord. And there came forth 2 she-bears.
So, what do you do? Turn around and say, fuck you? I mean, is that language you approve of, Kent? Because I feel like any kind of curse would be horrible. And, that's been a problem I've had with the use of the term God damn it. Because it's a request. If you look at it structurally, you are literally asking the deity to curse these things, to damn the whatever. Why do people get so offended by it? It's a request. So I've never understood that etymologically, at least from my understanding of it. Which, whether or not it's actually true and is the actual origins of things, doesn't really matter, because it sure as hell sounds like it's nothing more than a request. So get over it.
Out of the wood and tear 40 and 2 children of them.
This is back before they could create complex compound numbers like 42. They had to count at 40 and 2. Those weren't invented until the 20th century.
Atheists love to mock at this story.
Yeah, because it's pretty fucking brutal for 42 kids to get ripped apart by bears just for making fun of somebody.
Why did God kill 42 youths for making fun of Elisha?
And there he goes. He's pulling random screenshots from the internet again. And make sure to put a date on them. That means it's more real.
Reddit. God sent 2 bears to murder 42 children.
Yeah, is that not what happened? Note it's on to the Today I Learned subreddit. Maybe you should read into these things instead of just looking at quick search queries.
By the way, they notice a small g. They don't want to capitalize God. I capitalize it.
Kent, there's a big G right there. What the fuck are you talking about? Are you... Oh, you're doing up there? In the fucking URL? You generally don't capitalize parts of a URL, Kent. Traditionally bad form. Jesus fucking Christ, you're stupid, Kent. You are seriously stupid.
Let's see. Why did God send 2 bears to maul 42 kids to death? Ooh. Why would God send 2 bears to kill 42 children? Why did God send bears to kill 42 children?
Hey, Kent. I want you to notice that if you look at like websites that share your material, you're gonna get mad that they don't capitalize your name, like that creation archive site that has a bunch of Kinhoven material on it. Pretty sure the URLs aren't file folders aren't capitalized in that case. Would you get mad about that, Kent? Of course, it's a big difference between you and your God, or at least that's the way you'd react. But I mean, it's a fucking URL, Kent, and no, I'm not gonna let that fucking slide.
For making fun of their prophet. This is a common tactic the atheists use to try to make.
You mean a valid criticism? Remember, everyone, valid criticisms are a tactic that atheists use. Oh no! We can't have valid criticisms of the story. We can't conduct an internal critique. Oh no!
Make you doubt your Bible.
No, I know Kent doesn't know what a URL is, but he seriously has to do that kind of crap. He's that pathetic.
Holman Christian Standard Bible says the bears mauled 42 of the youths. English Standard, they tore 42 of the boys. Message Bible, they came out of the underbrush and knocked them about, ripping them limb from limb. 42 children in all. Is that what happened? 2 female bears come out of the woods and tore up 42 lads of their number. So it must have been a big crowd of kids, okay, or young men. In New International, they mauled 42 of the boys. How they get boys, I don't know. It just says little children in King James. And 2 sheep.
Because the original text seems to imply very youthful males in this case. That's why, Kent. You talk about King James being so perfect, so, it looks like you're trying to use other versions to defend this. Are you about to pull the they were older? That somehow justifies it?
Bears came.
It wouldn't even matter if they were fucking adults. Getting mauled by bears for mocking somebody seems a little silly. Did they know who this person was? Well, I guess they did. They said, bald prophet or whatever, get out of here. But still, I mean, what the fuck, man? I love how you're going to do everything except acknowledge that, yeah, some people just mocking somebody and bears fucking came. Wow, that's really, appropriate response.
Out of the wood and put 42 of the children to death. Is that what the Bible says?
Yeah.
That they died? Berean Standard.
Kent, I'm pretty sure any human versus bear encounter, especially with the human being otherwise unarmed, and we're talking armed as in not just with incredible weapons, but one hell of a defensive, basically a mech suit on them, is going to end in the Homo sapien being mutilated. Bears are big. Bears are strong. Bears are killing machines.
2 female bears came out and mauled 42 of the boys. Common English Bible, it mauled 42 of the youths.
Really burying the lead.
They tore apart 42 young men of them. Okay? New International. They attacked 42 of the young fellows. Well, the Bible says, God said, don't touch not mine anointed, do my prophets no harm. Said it twice. Look, if somebody's doing a job for God, be careful what you do to them. Be careful what you say to them. God.
Oh no, we can't talk bad about the Hovind. He's doing a job for God. They were just affirming the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. Yeah, seriously. Who could be confused with this? Everyone has a right to have bear arms in their living room. It's easy. Just mount them on the mantle. There you go.
Is going to protect them. So be careful what you say about them. Brother Meister, I keep picking on you, but you.
Uh-oh, Mithril has 2 bears at the front door. Don't let them in. They're like vampires. They can't come in if you don't invite them.
Been in this longer than me. Have you seen people that mock God or his work?
Yeah, a guy in Canada actually made a suit of armor to help survive a bear attack. Yeah, like you need fucking armor. Okay, in the Hebrew, it's absolutely little kids, and they are just making fun of his bald head. They don't recognize he is a prophet. Okay, so the kids don't even know better, and they get murdered. It's a good book, though.
And end up getting serious problems in their life. Hundreds of them. I've only been at it 57 years. Just
And you do a terrible job at it. Yeah, is mocking no hair men attacking a prophet? I mean, don't make fun of me, cause then you're attacking a prophet of Zod. I mean, prophet of God. I mean, a prophet of Bod. You know, I'm in shape. Rounds of shape.
be careful, okay?
The right to arm bears. Dude, black bear's chasing us. It ain't so bad. We'll outrun him. Bruh, he's got an RPG. Final Fantasy VII? No, Soviet. Oh shit.
The Bible emphasizes respecting God's anointed leaders. Such
Hey, Kent, you're pro Second Amendment. Are you in favor of me owning a surplus of ex-Soviet weaponry? Because I would really love to have a lot of ex-Soviet weaponry. I really want an MG42. I really do. Obviously, I'm in no position to get one, financially or in many other ways, but, you know, if I had the money and filed the paperwork and found someone selling one, who could make this happen? And then I'd have a really cool piece of history.
as elders and pastors. Hold them in high regard and love because of their work. First Thessalonians talked about that.
Like, that's what I want to know. Does Ken Hovind support my right to own a World War II vintage MG42? With sear modifications so the thing doesn't go rogue. I think that was an issue that needed to be addressed.
Believers are instructed to remember their leaders who speak the word of God and imitate their faith. Okay? First Thessalonians, acknowledge those
Boy, Kent, you're really having to work at this to try to justify it. That's impressive.
who work hard among you, care for you, admonish you, hold them in the highest regard of love.
Hold them in the highest regard of love.
Remember your leaders who spoke the word of God. Consider the outcome of their way of life and imitate their faith. Give everyone that you owe what they owe them. If you owe taxes, pay it. If you revenue, then revenue.
If you owe taxes, pay it, Kent. Kent supported Second Amendment is conditional on you being a Christian white man. Well, I'm two of those three things.
Respect. If honor, then honor. First Peter, show respect to the community of believers. These are not King James. I should have translated them. But respect for God's men is rooted in the belief that they serve as God's representatives. Honoring them is an act of obedience to God himself. If God calls
Ooh, Zoomy, that reminds me. I should order some food. Thank you.
a prophet like Elisha, honor him. So who were these little children mocking God's man? Well, they're from Bethel. Bethel, right next to Ai. I've wondered if Ai was prophetic about what's happening now. Why would you name a city Ai? Anyway.
Could probably be pronounced I. Probably IE if I had to guess, Kent. No, it's pure coincidence. Also, the concept of artificial intelligence has existed for over a century. Technically longer, but in the modern structuring. Structuring. You're familiar with that, Kent. Just a different kind of structuring. Also, fun fact, ai is the Japanese word for love. So, yeah.
They went up from Bethel. This is where the two bears came out and tore.
Mithril says they had a gun collector neighbor unusual in the UK. Yeah, probably showed us an SS officer Luger had smuggled in. Still the Lightning SS engraved on it. Wow. Me too, I plan on calling the JL's channel tonight to discuss 2A. Cool.
Tore 42 children. It does not say they killed them. It tore them. Put the fear of God in them.
Kent, a bear attack is going to leave extremely grave injuries. I knew you were going to go this route because you can't justify this because it's just plain fucking horrible. The bear killed them, Kent. The bears killed them. They came in and they ripped those fucking kids apart. 42 of them. They went in berserker style. Critical hits all around. No chance of survival. Don't do this, Hovind. Don't try this. This is one of the weakest apologetic defenses I've ever seen. They can't just let it be. They have to try to make it not be horrific. They've got to not have that. Because this is so, no pun intended, damning for their belief. The city is pronounced I. Okay.
scratched them,
Yeah, the mental gymnastics they do is absolutely fucking incredible. Tore them apart, but somehow the kids lived, exactly.
bit them. I don't know. Is it possible for a bear to attack somebody and not kill them?
You know, you think it would have said that, Kent, and you think the translations wouldn't, that certain translations wouldn't go for the death angle, and that there would have been more details on the kids, learning a lesson. No, it fucking killed them, Kent.
Well, duh. Yeah, okay. Bethel, meaning house of God, is an ancient city 10 to 12 miles north of Jerusalem.
Oh yeah, I just means love, and is shortened form of Eichstätter, which means I love you. Yeah.
First mentioned in Genesis when Abraham built an altar
699 Canadian from Rainbow. Kent, if a large animal like a fucking bear attacks you, your chances of survival are fucking low, you moron. Yeah.
there, where God appeared to him. The angels came up and down the ladder. He said, this is God's house, Bethel, house of God.
Yes, the angels have to use a ladder. When you were falling for this crap, Kent, we were a few months away from landing people on the fucking moon. Didn't need a ladder for, well, actually, we did need a ladder, but, we didn't just climb up there. It always makes you think of the story of Babel. Building a tower to get to the heavens pissed God off enough to split us up into different cultures and distinct languages. But for some reason, things like the space station, lunar landings, etc., probes literally flying out of the solar system don't bother him. Really makes you think, what could that tower have possibly done if the story is literal?
The city originally was called Luz, then it got its biblical.
And Wayne for $1.99. Hello, Yamato and chat. Hope all is well. Hey, Wayne, yeah, we're doing good.
Biblical name when Jacob had the vision. Jacob had the vision of the angels. He's fleeing from his brother Esau.
Joe, Claude, they had artificial limbs attached. And Joe said, Kent, is it possible? Sure. Is it likely? No. Yeah, exactly.
It prompted him to rename the site, and he put a stone pillar up and anointed it with oil. You can read all that, Genesis 28.
I got the stone pillar. Let me rub oil all over it. Yeah, I'm getting sexy with the stone. Oh, massaging, getting in every crevice. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you like when I rub you like that, don't you, stone pillar? Yeah, you getting real anointed. You sure got a pretty patina on you.
Following the Israelite conquest,
Voyager 1 apparently didn't piss off God. Yeah, but Voyager 2? Ooh, he mad about that one. Nah.
Bethel served as a significant religious center during the period of Judges. The Ark of the Covenant was there. The prophetess Deborah held court there. The prophet Samuel visited Bethel on his annual circuit to judge Israel. When the kingdom got divided, King Jeroboam established a golden calf sanctuary in Bethel. He changed it from a...
What is it now? Fucking say, bring all your golden calves. What the fuck, man?
Godly city to a heathen city. A golden calf. Why would you carve a calf out of gold and then bow down and worship it? You just made it, you idiot. Hello.
It would be a symbol of the deity, and that would simply be the nature of the culture. You think you're so superior because your particular variation of stuff doesn't have an individual object that you bow to. And you think that somehow makes you better. It doesn't, Kent. It doesn't. And honestly, no one ever talks about this too often, but Christians worship the Bible. That's what they worship. It's not the actual deity that they think exists, or the variations on the deity. No, it's literally the book. You don't bow to it directly, but that book is the key thing. That's the fixation. That's the, for use in its original term, the fetish of the religion, is the book. So you have the thing you worship too.
You just made the thing, and now you're bowing down to it. Hello. I can't.
And yeah, let's not start on plenty of buildings being far taller than Tower of Babel would ever have been described, or even be capable to be built back in the time. Maybe it had moon pools so it could be taller, I don't know.
There's several levels of stupidity. We found my chart.
Oh, Christ.
Levels of stupidity. Low, guarded, elevated, high, severe. I think
it's literally the old terrorism alert chart, but a meme of stupidity. He probably printed that shit up back in 2002.
Severe stupidity to bow down and worship a cow you just made. To worship a cow at all.
I think it's real stupid to sit there and bow down and worship some book that's just lines on paper, Kent.
It's dumb. We got a bunch of cows on the North 40. You know why they always have that stupid look on their face? They're stupid.
Huh. That's the same reason you always have this stupid look on your face, Kent? Because you're stupid?
Yeah. Okay.
Man made the Bible, and now they bow down to it. Exactly. Laura says, "Goody stuff. Had a friend in Italy who accused me of idolatry with the Bible because it was Baptist. Made me rethink a lot of things." Interesting. Definitely had moon pools and ancient holographic projectors. Right. That was the first holodeck. What happens on Balthazar's holodeck stays on Balthazar's holodeck.
Why? Never mind. Okay. And why some of you atheists think you're related to a cow?
All life is related if you look at it on the broader scales. Kent, in your model, all life is even more closely related because there's a quick creation, all with a common creator. So yeah, Kent, everything's related to you as well.
The cheese done fell out
Yeah, they made a golden statue of Trump.
of your sandwich, brother. Your elevator don't go to the top. You're a few fries short of a Happy Meal. Yeah.
You got any more of them redneck idioms there, Kent? A few cans short of a six-pack? A few pins short of a strike? You got any more? You know, a few testicles short of being a man? Oh, that'll get 'em.
Okay. He turned the city into a symbol of idolatry. Bethel used to be a wonderful house of God. Now it's an evil city. The prophet Amos and Hosea called it Beth-aven instead of Bethel, the house of wickedness. They changed the name. So
They changed the name. That's why when we take over DAL property, it's going to become Yamato Adventureland. We changed the name.
what really happened? This new prophet Elisha is going through a wicked city called Bethel. A large group of young people come
Wicked City. I recall that was a good anime.
out to mock his bald head. The fact that they're in a mob and they're out of the city would probably mean these are not kindergartners or little children, because they wouldn't be out roaming around outside the city without mama protecting.
Kent, people just roamed randomly all the time. That's kind of something humans do. Kids or no kids. What the fuck, man? You're just asserting this crap.
Okay? So they're probably, young people, junior high, high school, I don't know. Elijah.
There we go. He's going 2 for 2 that they were young teenagers or older teens and that they weren't killed.
Felt threatened, rightly so. The bear tore 42 of them. It says 42 of them. So there must have been a bunch more. A whole mob of these heathen kids growing up in a heathen city are now making fun of the prophet. He doesn't know if it's going to escalate to something worse than that, okay? The Bible does not say the bears killed 42 babies.
Your God would have known whether it would or not and would have reacted thusly, and that would have been recorded in the text, but it wasn't.
The atheists love to pick on that. So you got to watch when you debate these atheists. What exactly did they say? Yeah, but why did God send 2 bears to kill 42 children? They always put these assumptions in there.
Because that's what the text fucking says.
How did Noah fit huge elephants on the ark?
Well, there we fucking go. He's gonna bring up the ark. Gather around, everyone. The old man is going on a monologue again.
You see the assumption built in? That they're huge. Duh.
Well, what created the universe? Or who created the universe? You see the assumption built in? You live off presuppositions there, Kent, but you're going to complain about assumptions built in to hypotheticals, to internal critiques that are based on what the text actually says? The assumption isn't built in. We're basing it on what the book fucking says.
He was 600 years old. Bring babies. I can figure that out. I'm only 73 and a half. I'd bring babies of everything on the ark. Just be sure to get a pink one and a blue one.
Don't you hate when you get mauled by a bear? I've got my Linux laptop open. I could get mauled by a bear, but I think it wouldn't do anything. Yeah, but don't you hate when you get mauled by a bear? Seriously, all jokes aside, do a funny typo.
One, except for San Francisco. Okay.
Oh, there we go. There's the homophobia. Fuck you, Kent. Nismo really wanting that big pin. Hang on. I gotta do it. Start a poll. Will the big pin show up? Yes and no. Okay. Yeah, we're good. All right. Let's start the poll. We're polling. Ark was full of mini animals, yeah.
These boys needed to learn respect for a man of God.
Learn some respect,
This
boy.
probably helped bring the people of Bethel back to God. I bet those kids that got bitten or clawed for the rest of their life carried scars saying, you better
No, they didn't have time for scar tissue to form, Kent, because they were rended in twain.
respect the man of God, even in a heathen city.
Well, I always wondered when Kent would get to this story, and yeah, he went with both apologetics. Holy shit!
I bet it taught him some respect. How many of you have children and had to, at once or twice, teach them to respect their elders? You know, the paddle works really good for that. Right?
Yeah, see, violence, might makes right. Pretty horrible, Kent. I respect people who deserve respect. That's why I don't respect you. Also, people younger than you deserve respect as well, especially your own children, but you don't understand that. You don't really respect anybody, though.
The victims. Hebrew word na'ar typically refers to young men or adolescents, 12 to 30. That's the word used there for, rather than small children. This suggests the group was a large, organized mob of young adults.
Does it, though? Why then do we have translations that talk about young children? I would love to know more, but I also don't actually give a damn because these stories are all bullshit.
Rather than innocent children, making their numbers and potential threat more significant. The taunt, "Go up, you bald head," was likely a sarcastic reference to Elijah being taken up. They're mocking Elisha and his prophetic power and authority. In the context of Bethel, the center of idolatry, this was seen as a direct challenge to God's
Oh my God, who the hell cares, Kent?
authority. Divine justice. Theologians view the event as a cautionary tale, demonstrating that disrespecting God's messenger is equivalent to disrespecting God himself. The mauling serves as an immediate, severe judgment to vindicate Elisha's ministry, and warn the community of the consequences of rejecting divine authority. Maybe this influence, like when Jonah went into Nineveh. He walked through the city for 40 days. Ha ha.
It says she-bears in the Bible. She-bear is only used in the Bible in this verse, but it does seem to imply female bears of childbearing age and the kids who would have been as old as 10. And Big Pen with 100%, 8 votes. Will Big Pen show up? Let's see.
God's going to destroy all this place. God's going to kill all of you. And they repented.
Yeah, what about the ripped limb-to-limb part? Oh yeah, I'm going to repent. I don't have any fucking arms or legs.
And then he got mad about it. He didn't want God to repent.
Hovind broke the law and they threw him in prison and then he got mad about it. Hovind doesn't want there to be actual law he's accountable to.
He wanted God to kill him. Outcome. The text states the youths were mauled, not necessarily killed, with many, maybe even all.
Boy, he's really working to defend this. This really gets under his skin.
Likely escaping. The event is often cited as an example of God's stern justice and the seriousness of mocking his prophets, contrasting with God's usually patient. But when you mock he said, "Don't touch my anointed." The story falls in the broader context of God's prophets being threatened by the followers of other gods and of Israel breaking the historical covenant in a prophecy against idolatry. Hosea refers to God acting like an angry bear. This isn't a nasty little story, as some paint it. It's part of an ongoing conflict between followers of God and followers of Baal. And the conflict still goes on today. The followers of evolution, who believe they came from a rock and are related to a potato.
And there he goes. He can't just leave it at a Bible story. The followers of evolution! Kent, it's not our fault that scientific progress has pushed your fairy tales into a tinier and tinier corner to a point where it's like an invisible speck of dust compared to everything that we see in actual reality. Everything that we've learned about how the universe works. Cry some more, Hovind.
Folks, there's a war going on.
No, there's not.
I've done 399 debates now. Joseph, book me a bunch more, would you?
I wouldn't call them. Oh, hey.
You're trying.
You're not trying very hard there, Joseph. You're turning stuff down left and right as per what Joe sent me, forwarding me those emails, and you sure as hell won't do anything on my channel. You won't bring that up again. You got the opportunity for 3 right fucking there, but you won't do it. Because you're cowards. Bacaw!
They don't want to do it.
You don't want to do it, asswipes. Keep on playing tough. High school bullies. That's all you are.
All these atheists are real brave behind their keyboard. But when you
Oh, yeah, you want to talk about keyboard warriors, Kent? Remember when you went off on a racist crash out on Juneteenth? And I posted the clip of it, and all your people at DAL got really pissed and came to the comments. Yeah, keyboard warriors there.
say, hey, would you like to have a debate? Here's what happens.
You're so cute. Choke on a dick, Hovind. I want you to take Joseph's dick in your mouth and just deep throat it as hard as you fucking can. Balls deep and just choke on it. Not that there's anything wrong with being gay, but, you know, the amount you protest about that stuff, we know you and Joseph are way in on it. Because you're mad because your boyfriend Matt Powell left you.
Chicken. Kids, learn to respect not only your parents, honor your father and mother. That's the
If your parents are shit, fuck them. Tell them to go to hell, to cut off all contact. If people are shitty to you, fuck them. It doesn't matter if they're your goddamn parents. They shouldn't be shitty to you. The last people on earth that should treat you like shit are your fucking parents. And if they do, fuck them. At least your kids were smart enough to do that, Kent. At least. Eric, Kent, Andrew, and Marlissa were smart enough to tell you to go fuck yourself. If not literally, then metaphorically. I'll give them that.
first commandment given with a promise attached to it. God said, if you'll honor your father and mother, he'll grant you long life.
Yes, because the tradition at the time was insubordination would be met with murder, because that was the solution to everything in the Bible times was just fucking kill people.
Read that in the Bible. The first commandment.
And yes, Zumi, it also says to hate your parents, so which one is it? Everything in the Bible contradicts every other bit of the Bible.
Chapter 20. You should honor those who are in authority over you.
If the authority is valid. If it's usurped power, if it's pure corruption, at a point you got to draw a line. And you're not in fucking power over anybody. These idiots think... What's funny, Kent, is they could trivially run you out of this place, and what would you do? What would they do? The entire board can, because it's supposed to be a whole board of directors or something for that, they can get rid of you. That would be hilarious if people just took over CSE and DAL away from you. I kind of wish that would happen. It'd be fucking hilarious.
If you have a boss at the job, if you go to work at McDonald's, who's the shift manager, you do what they say. Honor them.
Bible also says parents do not provoke your children to anger. Yeah, because killing was the customary thing for everybody. Look at how many stories of the kids killing the parents in that shit.
Yeah, but I don't like them. It doesn't matter if you like them or not. They're the boss, okay? They're the authority. Whether it's political authority or your boss at the job or...
There you go, political authority. Fuck your political authority.
Your parents. If you join the military, you learn to salute the rank.
Sorry, I'm, not going to respect a Russian asset. And no, this salute the rank, respect the position, not the person thing. Y'all love saying that with Trump in office and all his other little butt buddy cohorts. But when it was Biden's term, when it was Obama's term, when it was Clinton's terms, all y'all did was talk shit about the person. There was no respect the position, respect the title there. Come on.
Your sergeant over you might be an idiot. That's okay. He's got...
So, technically speaking, they exist outside of Kent. They are organizations that exist as legal elements on paper. They can't exist without Kent.
Got the stripe. You don't. Say, yes, sir. That's the way it is.
Yeah, Kent didn't honor our government by paying his taxes.
God's teaching. All through the Bible you see this, respect for authority. Listen, these guys did not respect the authority that God put over them. It was obvious. Elisha
What guys?
now has God's power on his life. He ended up doing twice as many miracles as Elijah did. We talked about Elijah.
Yeah, why are random people doing miracles, Kent? Come on.
He did 7 miracles, I believe. Elisha did 14. We'll talk about another one of those tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah, I really want to be around tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, I'll hopefully be getting very well acquainted with my new phone that didn't come yesterday like it was supposed to.
Don't let them tell you that these bears killed 42 children.
Boy, he's really fixated on that. Yeah, they did, Kent.
Doesn't say that. Might have,
Yes, it does.
but doesn't say that. Don't.
If it might have, then that's still kind of a problem there, Kent. Also, just the general idea of some simple mockery results in getting attacked by vicious animals really doesn't seem fair.
Let them get you to argue about the wrong thing. Let's pray. Heavenly.
Yeah. Bible says in Galatians, if you aren't circumcised, you aren't a Christian, you have to live by all 613 commandments. Good point. And then, even if you aren't, and so the commandments don't apply, that also involves the 10, which aren't the actual first 10, but the 10 they obsess over. So it's real funny Christians bringing up the commandments when they're not supposed to be valid anymore. So it's all fucking weird. Anyway, wow, look, Hovind is muted. Boy, it's amazing. Let's see what crap he's saying.
Thank you, Lord, for letting us live.
Fuck you.
Thank you for giving us air to breathe.
Thank you for giving us air to breathe.
Lord, if there's somebody listening today that's never...
Oh, crap. Seriously, I fucking despise the way prayer sounds. The nature of the way people talk when they're doing this ritual is so fucking just grating on the ears. Everything about it's just stupid as fuck. He's still going.
I pray that they'll ask you to say, Lord...
I'm doing the theatrics. I don't ever end any of my other stuff in prayer. He doesn't even end the Wednesday streams in prayer. That's because he's too busy whacking off atheists. Or whacking off 2 atheists. I don't know anymore.
8 years now, 57 years.
Yeah, today I learned the felon wants me to respect authority.
Thank you, Lord.
Fuck you, Kent.
Father, if there's some here that are saved and they're wasting their life...
Blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's not enough to be saved. You gotta devote your whole life to this bullshit, because that's all that anything exists for. Yeah. I don't know why I keep pausing it. I guess I just want to catch things before, it's fucking over. Oh, no, I don't care. God, he's still going.
In Jesus' name, amen.
Fuck you and fuck
Amen.
your Jesus.
Tomorrow...
Jesus is a fiction. It's a made-up ass crap composite character at best.
Morning, 9 o'clock, Monday through Friday. We have a call-in show.
And yet Christians say Muslim prayers are bad. Yeah, they're kind of beautiful by comparison.
You can call in with questions, 9 o'clock.
And call in with questions. You call in with questions. Call in with your question. Call in with your question. Call in into my show. Make me seem more popular.
7 o'clock every night. Call-in show. I want to strengthen your faith in the Word of God. Oh, we got 2 new things. One more thing. We got, let's see.
You're not Steve Jobs. You don't get to do one more thing. Ah, crap. What is this stupid shit gonna be?
We're starting to make these, what's this called?
What the fuck is that?
This one says...
No, you're not starting to make. You've got a Cafe Press account, and you're having those made. You're not making them, Kent. Just say we've got some new merch available. Learn how to YouTube. Good fucking God.
Daddy Saurus. This one says Mommy Saurus. If you can't figure out who gets what...
Oh, that's fucking stupid. And there's your trans bigotry. Fuck you, Kent. Don't understand what gender is, Mr. I taught science 15 years.
I can't help you, okay?
Yeah, of course you can't help anybody. You're too fucking stupid. Another 20 Australian dollar dues from Nismo. Holy shit. No big pin. Yeah. I didn't think it was coming, but man, there was still a chance. If you see a nice Quran, it's really beautiful. Work of art almost, yeah.
Fatherhood. It's a walk in the park.
Call in, but don't ask me about moon pools. It gives me a slight seizure. Yeah, seriously. Like, note the shit-eating grin went off his face after your conversation about me and the debates, and then when it gets to the moon pools, he got pissed after that.
Mamasaurus, DrDino.com.
It's always got to advertise. You always got to advertise. You mean, yeah, my merchandise would advertise me as well, but you notice I've been focusing on life, enjoying life, doing content, not so much the merch.
These on our website, DrDino.com. We have coffee mugs that talk about the... You got to do everything.
There are coffee mugs that talk about the... I just stroked out here. You got to do everything.
Everything you can to advertise. I got my license plate, Dr. Dino. I put www in front of it, Dr. Dino, and then a .com after it.
Wow, yeah, you're real smart, Kent.
I'm glad to be associated with the Lord's work. Not ashamed of it at all. You ought to...
Yeah, I don't think DrDino.com is the Lord's work, Kent. I think that's a website all about you.
Carry tracts with you and pass them out. If you don't have any, get some of ours. You get these flyers, Dinosaur Adventureland, everywhere you go.
Get the flyers for Dinosaur Adventureland. They're just as good as Chick Tracks.
Oh, pass them out. Get the business cards, which have the plan of salvation. Johnny
Hoven's plan of salvation is his particular version of it.
Appleseed traveled the country just planting seeds. Just keep planting seeds for the Lord's kingdom. Everybody can do something for God's kingdom. All right. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Drop dead, Kent. The sooner the better. Okay. I'm gonna ask now. Do y'all want a bonus now? I kind of have the energy. Do you want a bonus? Can we get a passport with Hoven's face on it? Friend who collects Chick Tracks. I've got a small collection. I think actually I wind up throwing them away every couple of months. Because I was kind of wondering, though, maybe we should check out that 17-minute video. That little extra thingy from earlier. So, all right. That's 2 yeses. Elliot, just in time for the stream to end. Oh, God, everyone's for the bonus. All right, whatever the hell this is, we're watching it. Is it muted, unmuted? Oh, this is fan-fucking-tastic. No fucking audio. No idea what we're watching. What is that? Paleogenesis research. Committed to research and education. Taphonomy, creating fossils to study their formation. What the fuck? No audio, no nothing. Is it still going? Oh, it's not going. We were paused there for a moment. Yeah, that's the green screen. If you were actually here for the beginning, when the dude was singing, that was the green screen he was in front of. They got their little stupid cross image up on it that they probably didn't pay for. Well, this is fantastic. The incredible skills of everyone at Dinosaur Adventureland, and I'm serious. The audio is on. I mean, I'm gonna move this real quick. Like I don't have it muted or anything. There's just no audio. So don't act like I'm taken out of context or doing. Can't wear green in front of a green screen. Yeah, if they turned it on, he would probably get chroma keyed out. He's close enough that rough settings of maybe. On a 256 scale, maybe a rough set of 10 to 20 would definitely chroma key him out. But there's nothing here. Oh, you incompetent fucking clods. And this is getting likes? There's nothing about it. Is anyone commenting about no sound? Nope. Oh, there we go. No sound, no sound. Hello, can't hear anything. No sound, no sound. Oh my God. Y'all are stupid. Oh, there they go. Here we go. Here we go. Sound comes eventually. No, volume is up. They're just that fucking stupid. Jump ahead. There we go.
Okay. And so he put.
And it took Joseph 2.5 goddamn minutes to realize there was no fucking sound. Or RJ1, I don't know who to blame anymore. You people are fucking incompetent.
Put out some of the numbers that they had calculated, so I wanted to test those and say, okay, does that produce a real fossil? And so that's why all these numbers came up.
Does that produce a real fossil?
Somewhere between 300 and 400 PS or 500.
Yeah, I noticed that too. It is a Jesus fish.
Degrees Fahrenheit.
Well, as you put the pressure on it, it automatically increases the temperature.
No, because these are solids.
Oh, no. You can't say no to Hovind. Don't say no to Hovind. I think we're about to watch a man get body slammed.
Okay.
If it was air, then it would increase quite a bit, right?
Even with solids, it increases some just under pressure, but not as much as air or liquids.
I can't possibly be wrong, so I've got to be technically correct. Like, what the fuck is this? I would love to have had the first minute and a half or 2 minutes of audio.
But one of the, that was another question is how many different sources do you have? Obviously, you have the geothermal.
Also, you seem to be just compressing things and calling it making fossils. You're making impressions, but that's not a fossil.
Gradient. You've got volcanic activity. When iron and sulfur get in touch with each other, It is very, very exothermic.
Yeah, you think they'd check things.
Right.
Rather, it
puts off
generates a lot of heat. And so there's a number of ways how this heat was generated. I don't know.
Okay.
It's a combination,
Taphonomy is the study of the fossilization process. Okay, thank you.
I'm sure.
That's a centipede,
That's a centipede.
about a 4-inch, 5-incher.
But yeah,
Okay.
almost 6 by the time you stretch them out.
Okay.
And then on the other side, we wanted to know, as part of the experiment, can you preserve
Maria says, there's a certain smell some old people have. I look at Kent and I'm sure he has that smell. But not me. I don't smell. Persimmon soap or body wash will help. Let's send him some. Nah, let's not help Kent. He needs to continue to be creepy dino guy and eventually be creepy stinky dino guy. Maybe he'll start going downhill like Trump and start rootin' tootin' everywhere he goes.
soft tissue like a small octopus?
By the way, apparently Trump's smell is so bad you can smell him several rooms over.
So that's an octopus, and I don't know how well it looks on the camera, but under the microscope, it's pretty interesting.
We'll get some close-ups and insert them.
Right. So
Now this is
We'll get some close-ups and insert them. We'll do no such thing. Creating fossils is not actually a thing, yeah.
not in.
Like, whatever they're doing is not fossilization. Not the natural process. It's just not.
Is this in?
But they're like, see, you can make this in a day. Under conditions that don't exist naturally.
Coal?
no, that is limestone,
Or limestone.
with iron and sulfur,
I taught science math 15 years. I think limestone is coal.
and it turns black when it forms iron sulfide.
Okay.
And then if you give it time, about a week and a half,
I mean, look at this dude. He may be a creationist piece of shit, but he actually knows a thing or two. Kent doesn't know shit, though.
the additional sulfur will start to combine with the sulfide and form iron disulfide.
Okay.
And so that was another part of the experiment, was how long does it start taking for permineralization to occur? And I was able to show that it occurs in about a week to a week and a half.
Not millions a year.
Well, here's the results.
Okay.
And I'm just publishing, not even publishing yet,
So an octopus.
but I'm just showing the
Trust me, you're never going to publish. Also, funny, you've got all those extant species that you've got fossilized, but where are they all in the rest of the fossil record? Why don't we find current species fossilized?
results
Yeah, it's not a fossil, that's an imprint, exactly. In other words, not coal, Kent.
and leaving the discussion up to whoever else wants to look at it.
They don't want to look at it. They want
Oh, there's the they, and here we go. Kent's going to go on his stupid spiel. He's got to make it about himself.
badly to not believe in God. You could put their nose in it and they wouldn't believe it.
Right.
Yeah.
So-
Tell us about the coal. Well, you got more
Well,
fossils first.
And look, the dude doesn't even want to get into that crap. He's like, yeah. Tell us about the coal.
More fossils.
Part of the reason for doing this is I wanted to measure the attributes or the physical attributes of some of this and see if I can tell and make those same measurements on natural fossils.
Right.
And so can I tell?
Yeah, Laura,
how
I'm sure
they
you
were
did.
Buried when they were formed.
You should be able to calculate that based upon the pressure it takes to make it and then how much weight the rock would be,
Exactly.
or mud, yeah.
And
Okay.
so you'd have to generate enough data to be able to say, okay, at this hardness,
Dubian,
thickness, hardness, or
yeah.
whatever density.
Yeah, the pad, and he was letting it rip. Dude behind him was, what the hell? And I don't know if y'all have noticed, but there's this woman who hangs around Trump who's like just fucking obsessed. She always has that 1,000-yard stare on her, who's literally the cleanup person. And she loves it, getting to wipe some octogenarian's ass. Dementia-laden fuckwad. Love it.
That that was formed and actually lithified or cemented at, say, 3,000 feet deep or whatever.
Mhm.
Okay, so we don't
I was lithified or cemented at 3,000 feet. What?
have enough data to really tell that, but we're close.
So 3,000, Noah's flood would easily.
Yeah, they make him sit on a towel when he goes to Fox News. Yeah, which makes that a clip of him apparently blasting ass that time apparently legit, since the next time he was indeed on a towel.
produce 3,000 feet of mud in some places.
In some places, you've got 40 to 50,000 feet of sediment.
Right.
Right.
That would vary, just like today, a flood, depends on the topography. Some areas might be thick.
He has to make this about himself. He has to sit there and talk. Like this. Zoso, no, he's got a woman who cleans him up. And she's happy to do it. It's disturbing seeing pictures of her just smiling there. She's got his little diaper bag with her. It's fucking weird. But look, Ken has to make this about himself the whole time. He can't just let dude speak.
Thick layers, some might be thin.
Right.
You get that all over the world in Noah's flood.
Right. So the biggest reason for doing this was to generate the equipment to do further studies. And I thought, well, could I use that same equipment to simulate the conditions of coal formation?
Uh-huh.
As again, this is just baseline.
You want to talk about these two first?
Oh, well, I could show those. Those are just other experiments that we did.
Little baby fish.
Little fish. And then we also have leaves and the feathers.
Is that a maple tree?
Just making imprints of everything. That's all you're doing. It's similar to the process of fossils insofar as the nature of impressions, which fossilization is an impression. Those are impressions, but yeah. And yeah, 40, 50,000 feet of sediment a week? What?
Yeah.
Maple and some feathers.
Right.
How long did it take to turn to a fossil?
Well, under the
That is not a fossil. That's an imprint.
conditions, according to normal, publications, under those conditions, it takes less than 24 hours because you're just compressing in this case, it's mudstone, and the feathers, when they get up to temperature, turn to carbon and leave a carbon impression, which is your basic mold fossil.
Wow.
And
Let the people in the audience see this too.
given time, it may or may not then get permanentized. And so then you would have a cast fossil. So.
All right. What about coal formation? This is cool.
Well, I had read a little research on that, and they were saying they were made cold. I think the Argonne, I believe it's Argonne Laboratories.
I can't help but notice that these processes require machinery that isn't natural under very particular conditions, very particular the equipment designed for these things to do this stuff, as opposed to natural processes. What you're trying to say, Kent, is that your flood created these kinds of incredible conditions that machinery does in very isolated pocket situations. You're also talking about, exothermic reactions earlier. Heat problem again comes to mind.
Right.
Said they made coal, and the critics said, well, they didn't make coal, they made charcoal.
Ah.
And if you look at this, it looks like the coal that you have in Walmart you might want to use in the barbecue, right?
Which is charcoal. You don't go to a department store to buy coal. You get charcoal, burnt wood. That's all you fucking have there is burnt wood. What the fuck? You're a goddamned idiot. Both of you.
Mm-hmm.
And so the critics weren't wrong, because what they were doing is checking out, I believe this is true, that they were looking at the chemical qualification, not the physical transformation.
Okay.
The physical transfer status that follows the chemical process. Because coal is heavily compressed and compacted. Charcoal is just burnt stuff, where you reburn the carbon, which absorbs a lot of heat and radiates it out evenly.
Okay. And so they were measuring steam pressure, but they were not simulating the overburden.
Ah.
And what
Okay, yeah, cooked wood, but still.
I was trying to do is make equipment that simulated the overburden.
You end up with bits of charcoal inside of like wood in a fire pit. When back in my old place, I had one, so we wound up with making charcoal that way as a side effect. So that's why I say burnt wood. But thank you. Yeah, it is technically cooked wood.
Mm-hmm.
So I could make what
Does he think coal forms on the surface? Yeah, I think so.
I thought was real coal, right? So I started with this Douglas fir, I believe it is, and it's just stuff that I had laying around. But as it turns out, it looks like from evidence that they found in coal seams that it's a conifer and very similar to what I have. So it's very appropriate that I started out with that. Fortunate, lucky, whatever you want to call it. But and so the first time was a simulation without compression to duplicate what the Argonne Laboratories were doing, I believe.
What, just heat or what?
It was just heat, but I also maintained the water pressure above the saturated steam
Mhm.
so that water is in the liquid state.
Okay.
Okay, I want to maintain that to simulate the groundwater and the depth of water
Yeah.
and so on. Right. So you go from solid wood to something that looks like normal charcoal, and you increase the pressure. Eventually, you get to 3,000 psi compression, as well as the 800 psi of water to maintain liquid.
God, this
And
sucks.
now at 3,000 psi, I was able
And yeah, coal was never wood.
to get something that looks like basic bituminous coal.
Yeah.
And so, well, how do we know that it's actually coal? We sent it in for
Because it's not, and you're about to lie.
ultimate analysis, came back as coal. I sent it
Liar! Liar!
to the Indiana Geological Survey, and they measured.
Hey, I clicked right click. Yeah, let's right click some more. I have a weird quirk where I hit right click a lot, just out of the blue. My middle finger is very, very trigger happy. Tigre says, Yamato, I know doing this stupid senile piece of shit every day is getting on you, but we appreciate you, man. Value community service exposing the scam grifter. Thank you. Means a lot to me. High school, our house was on a coal seam. Still had a trapdoor in the kitchen, led down to the coal. Neat. From Elliot. Irish bogs are the halfway point of how coal forms. Peat bogs are massive carbon traps. Yes. Nismo, enjoy work. Things that people never do. No older house in the area from Elliot. Yep. Bye, Nismo. Yep. And this is very boring. Yeah, it is. But still, most pointless video ever posted. I don't know, man. Kent gave away his phone number that one time. Well, Joseph did.
The vitrinite
I should probably just call that number directly and ask Kent what this fucking problem is.
reflectance, and they said it's coal, just like we have in Indiana.
And how long did it take you to make this?
That's in 1 week.
1 week. Well, the books
And-
say it takes millions of years to make coal, though.
Well,
Natural processes versus artificial coal-like structure. Accelerated process through machinery. This isn't nature there, buddy.
under what conditions?
Yeah. And your imagination.
Yeah, it's what the time it takes to form.
Christ,
people
this still has
realize
7
has
minutes.
Nothing to do whatsoever how old it is.
Right.
And so, if people are convinced that it's this old,
If under natural processes it's going to take X amount of time, then the natural coal we find will have been forming for X amount of time. Because your artificial conditions don't exist naturally. That's why they're artificial.
they assume it took that long to form, which is there's no correlation there.
Right.
Right. Okay. And so we wanted to compare this to natural coal. So I brought some coal back from Wyoming. It's the Wyandotte Formation. And I don't know if they can see that on the camera or not, but
See the
it's
grain?
wood grain.
Wood
There's
grain
wood
pattern,
grain
right.
in every piece that I could dig out of there. In fact, the wood grain
Wood grain in coal. Completely ignoring the crystalline nature of carbon-based mineral formations. That's obviously what they're fucking seeing.
looks like a compressed version of this.
Right.
And I
Yeah, looks like.
wish you could get a
We'll get
close
close-ups of it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Publish them, bud. You won't ever because of the system, exactly.
So, but that also tells me that this is not peat moss.
Yeah, the textbooks say the coal formed in swampy peat moss.
Yes.
It's baloney.
So
It's
I
compressed
don't
wood.
believe that's true. And here's evidence that would suggest that it was solid wood during its formation.
Now, you mentioned how many times, like 5-to-1 ratio, 5 feet of coal will press to wood will press to 1 foot of coal or something.
Right.
Tell us.
And-
This is so stupid. Uncle used to make industrial diamonds. He said the machine got very hot, and you could tell the real from industrial diamonds. Yeah. Now the industrial ones are better than the real ones, and that's actually how you tell that they're not real, or not natural, but they're a real diamond, and I personally don't care. I'd rather it be, quote unquote synthetic than harvested at children's slave labor. Patriot Bible Geology 101, exactly.
About that.
Well, this wood
This
started
wood.
out with 3 layers. It's 4.5 inches thick.
Okay.
And compressed down to 1 inch, less
4.5 inches thick. I measured it with my dick. Long ways, of course.
than 1 inch of coal. So it's about 5 to 1
About 5 to 1.
compaction
Yeah.
ratio, right? Well, if you take
Stupid.
peat, which this piece is actually came from black peat moss. Again, first sample, n equals 1.
Mhm.
But
And, there's no actual proof of any of this, that it's just not random shit. You just, we procured wherever. Like, this is all just normal ass coal and charcoal. And you're just like, see, we made this in a lab.
you can tell that the texture is different. There is sand and other pieces in here that is just, this source, wherever it came from, could not produce regular coal
Right.
because there's no grain in this piece, and there's also too much trash. So one of the next
Yeah, Kent thinks that charcoal is just wood.
experiments I'd like to do is find out different
Took them a week to make that, but how much did it cost? How much electricity did it take? Yeah, exactly.
peat bogs around the country and see if there are any pure enough to make a type of coal.
Mhm.
Obviously, I don't think it would have the same wood grain
Right.
since that would be destroyed, I
Mhm.
believe. But it's an experiment to see what happens, to see
Amen.
if that's even possible. So again, we don't know at this time. It's just
Anything's possible if you lie about it.
these are just baseline, and that's just the simple results. So
To get the 5 to 1 compression, you would need
Step 1, God floods Earth. Step 2, Step 3, fossil fuels and diamonds.
about how much material on top of that to add that weight.
okay, well, for solid rock, sandstone, nominally it's 1 foot for every pound or psi.
Okay.
Pound per square inch. Okay. So if it required for this piece to get to 3,000 psi, I would have to have 3,000 feet of sediment overburden.
Yeah. Which happens.
More than that if it was sediment in water because of the buoyancy of
Okay.
the water.
3,000 and 4,000 feet of sediment. What the fuck?
So how much?
We have all over the world 3,000 foot thick layers. No problem. Grand
Okay.
Canyon.
So, and then some coal.
Grand Canyon is 3,000 feet thick. Y'all heard that, right? To the internet. How deep is the Grand Canyon at its deepest point? Okay, a depth of approximately 6,093 feet. So there's a point where it actually is a mile deep at the north rim. Okay, so it does get really fucking deep. Still, what they're implying is insane because they're implying this would be all over the fucking planet.
Seams are found at 10 to 15,000 or more.
Well, this young man here has coal in his property, 5 feet down?
1 foot down, and then another layer about 4 feet down.
Really?
Coal. How thick is the layer of coal in your property?
The 1
Like he fucking knows.
foot down to 4 feet down, it's about a foot thick. And then
Foot thick.
4 feet down, it gets 4 feet.
Okay.
And so they do strip mining instead of tunnel mining down there.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Cool.
So depending on the density, if it was very, very light and airy, I mean, I think at some point I should have enough data that you can say, here's the density, hardness, etc. And it was formed at this depth. Okay. But we also know that because of that, because we do find coal seams at the surface or very close, that there was a great amount of sediment above it when it formed that is now gone. And so
See,
that's a big question is where did it all go and how did
Elsewhere. That's how erosion works.
you get rid of 2,000 or 3,000 feet, some maybe more, up to 10, 15,000 feet, some cases. Where did all that sediment go in the large volumes and how did it get displaced?
Well, see,
So those are all really
Stupid.
good questions.
if the
And look, Ken is waiting to get into one of his spiels again.
Hovind theory is right, When God made the world, it was mostly habitable. The Bible says in Isaiah, he designed it to be inhabited. Today, it's 70% underwater, 10% under ice cap, 10% under desert. It is only 3% habitable for humans.
No, it's not, Kent. Habitable surface is far higher percentage than that. You're fucking wrong. Quit lying.
If the earth before the flood did not have oceans, all that water was in the crust of the earth, you could grow trees from the North Pole to the South Pole. I debated Jeannie Scott in Berkeley, California. She said, Mr. Hovind, there's so much coal in the ground. If you took every tree and bush in the world and squeezed it into coal, you couldn't make all the coal down there. I said, you are right. She said, don't you see that proves it took millions of years? No, Jeannie, don't you see that proves there was a lot more trees on?
Can't help but notice that isn't how the conversation with Jeannie Scott went at all. Also, why the fuck are you bringing up nearly 30-year-old debates like that? Like, what the hell, man? You just still bring this up like it was yesterday. Sorry, the yawns are coming. And, why is it that these conversations always sound like you just saying the same shit over and over? Because it's you just making up shit.
The earth. So I think the coal would be buried under sediments at the beginning of the flood. At the end of the flood, in Psalm 104, it says, the mountains arose, the valleys sank down, the water rushed off. Nearly all the mountain ranges follow the coastlines. I think chunks of earth the size of Texas would tip or tilt a foot. Water's going to run off. It'd wash off 3,000 feet of soft. It hasn't hardened yet. Still soft mud. Still just as heavy, but, and so it would wash off 3,000 feet in a few weeks as the water's running off. Probably in the bottom of the ocean, the sediments. So, anyway, I got to see the video when I get to heaven about how all this happened, brother.
Yeah, that would be great.
I want to see the video when I get to heaven about all these brothers.
Because, but right now, again, this is baseline. I don't make any claims, but it's just a scientific experiment.
Well, yeah.
Uses the scientific method, and then here are the results. And then on my website, I posted a lot of the fossils just for teachers or homeschool groups or science classes. Whoever wants to download those can use them and discuss, the
Which is as far as that crap's ever gonna go. Is they supposedly did some science, and here, use this for your fucking homeschool.
Applications of what that means.
Okay, if they want to get your website,
Yeah, Jeannie Scott did retire a long time ago and destroyed Kent. Absolutely. Kent can never directly quote people. Always paraphrases people who disagree with him.
Paleo, P-A-L-E-O, Genesis, paleogenesis.org, and your email, research@paleogenesis.org.
Correct.
They can email you, have you come speak at their church or group.
I would love to.
Now, we have 3 things in our museum.
Christ, here we go. More about Hovind. If it's a scientific experiment, you are making a claim. Scientific Process 101. Yep.
We bought, things that were donated, and things on loan. If you'd like to loan us some of this stuff, keep your name on it, you can come get it, or you want to sell it, we'll buy it, or you want to donate it, we'll take it. So we'd like to get some of this for our museum, brother.
Okay.
Think about it.
I will.
All right. Well, brother, thank you so much.
Please give us stuff for our stupid Dino park. Please.
Gordon, he just was driving through, and my son said, Dad, why don't you have him stop there tomorrow? So, yay, glad.
What, Kent? What was that?
Driving through, and my son said, Dad, why don't you have him stop there
You mean his son? What?
tomorrow? So, yay, glad you did.
What the fuck, Kent? You got dementia too?
Folks, it's very simple. The Bible's true. The scoffers are
believe so.
ignorant of the creation and the flood. The flood made all the fossils, all the coal in probably less than a year.
Just roll my eyes constantly when he says that crap.
We're still burning it for electricity.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you so much, brother.
All right.
Yeah, anyway, go nuclear. It's funny, for as well as I understand incidents like 3 Mile Island, Chernobyl, and Fukushima, I am even more a fan of nuclear power than I was before I learned details on those things. It's funny how that works.
Keep up the
Thank
great
you.
work, and let me know what you want to sell or
Appreciate
donate or put on loan. We'll take
Let me know what I can get out of
See you
this.
at 10:30, folks. Elisha, the prophet
Fuck
Elisha,
off.
2 Kings, chapter 1, 2.
Where I'm just going to sit there and whine about bears constantly. But let me advertise stuff, even though this video should be effectively timeless. I got to make sure to advertise something in the moment.
This is going to take several parts, Joseph.
Of course it will.
I've been working half the night.
Of course you are.
Elisha, what a man.
And cuts off instantly. Very good. And yeah, most power facilities are going to be gas turbines now. This is all for Kent to twist the guy's arms for some freebies. Yep. Blow it out your ass, Kent. You were terrible at chemistry, remember? Yep. He has a museum. Is there a section about the wives he's had? No. No, no section about that. But yeah, always begging. Nuclear's the best and cleanest. The only problem is humans fucking it up. Yep. Alright, that being said, y'all got a full stream. Y'all got a bonus out of that. I hope you enjoyed. I am done for I think the day. There's a chance of a Soten stream later, another one, but I don't know. I'm gonna let my voice rest for a little bit. Again, we may get something right at the tail end. Maybe not though. Probably won't. Probably gonna try to take the rest of the day off. I've already done enough today. There's been plenty. One here is coal. It used to be gas. Yeah, Allen Fossil, which has been completely demolished now in Memphis, was a coal plant. Sometime in the past 10 years, they put in the gas turbine facility, Allen combined cycle, I think they call it, or something combined cycle, and that replaced it. And I kind of hate that I never got to go out and see Allen Fossil in person, because the burn rooms for those things, the actual fireboxes are huge and really fucking impressive. Kind of wish it had been physically kept around as a structure, possibly converted to be used, but it is what it is. So power I use is a little cleaner, but yeah. Stay safe out there. Much love, everyone. Just keep yawning. I'll catch everyone next time.